At least Russia has the cash to pay its debt. In China, it's a different story altogether, and it's a story that you must listen to carefully. Property developers in China are out of cash. They're so desperate that they're selling property for wheat. You heard that right. In China, property dealers are resorting to an unheard of barter. Let me show you some ads. These advertisements, they make an offer to home buyers and they say, pay your down payment in wheat. The developer's name is Central China. It wants to sell some houses in Henan. This is in an area inhabited by farmers. Now, Central China has not been able to sell homes, so it is attracting customers, most of them assuming that they're farmers, by offering down payment in wheat. Farmers can bring around $24,000 worth of wheat, and the developer will book a house in their name. The rest of the payment will be in cash. What if the buyer does not have wheat? Well, there is another option then. You can pay with garlic. Only in China, the same developer is accepting down payments in garlic too. And this offer came last month, the garlic offer. And it apparently received quite a lot of response. Central China ran this offer for 16 days. Reports say it made 30 transactions through garlic. I know it sounds unreal, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Companies like Central China are in a real crisis. In the last 1 year, their sales have dropped by more than 70%. And this is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. China's entire property sector has collapsed. At least 65 million houses are empty in China right now. 65 million. This is enough room to house the entire population of France. These units are empty, they have no takers, and experts say they will remain empty because China has built way too many houses. It's a classic housing bubble. At its peak, Chinese developers were building 15 million homes every year. Why did they build so many of them? Because there was a time when real estate was considered a safe bet. Many Chinese citizens saw property as a reliable investment, so many families ended up buying a second or even a third house. There was also a social angle to it. Buying a house means prosperity in China, very much like in India. For the youth, owning property was considered a benchmark, something that they must do before they get married. So Chinese property developers kept building more houses. They thought there will always be demand. Well, they were wrong. Last year, the bubble burst. 5 Chinese property developers have defaulted since last year. The Evergrande Group, the Kaisa Group, Sunak China Holdings, the Yuzu Group, and the Fantasia Holdings Group. Failed debts are spreading like cancer in China's property sector. Goldman Sachs has made a prediction. A third of China's top developers could default this year. We're talking about 22 companies expected to default. Leading Chinese banks are cutting their losses. 17 out of 32 banks have decreased loans to the housing sector. Chinese developers are running out of avenues to raise cash. And they have big payments to make this year. China's real estate developers have to pay $117 billion this year. A big chunk of this is foreign loans. In the month of May, home sales in China plunged by 33%. So debt is rising, sales are falling. The worst is yet to come for China's property sector. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.